Yes, Pooh. First, what's up, babes, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chrissy, and if you haven't already subscribed, girl, what are you waiting for? I know you're here for the deets to this makeup slate, so let's go ahead and get started. So as you all know, I always start off with freshly washed and moisturized skin. Then I go in with my NYX matte finish before I apply my primer. So the primer that I'm using today is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Now I've been looking for this primer everywhere. Every time I go into a Sephora, they always sold out. So I was able to find one this past weekend, but they only have the travel size. But your girl picked up one because I wanted to see what all the rave was about. Next, I go into the Morphe 35F palette. Now, this is an old fall palette. I start off with that orangey color Fortune, and I just put that in the crease of my lids as a transition color. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing about me. I'm a very simple eye girl. Just give me some concealer and some lashes, babe, and that's me. But you'll hardly ever see me do anything more than 2 or 3 colors, and that's it. Next, I'm going to go back into that same Morphe palette and use the brownish color called Hazel. And that's just to blend out any harsh lines from that transition color. Next, I'm going to take my NYX spray again, and I'm going to spray a flat, wet, and wild brush. And then I'm going to go back into that palette and get the shimmer shade Cabana, and I'm just going to pack it all over my lid. Then I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush and that orange shade and blend out the end so it won't be any harsh lines. Now I'm going to go in with the Sephora Eyeliner Intense Ink Liner and just line my eye. Next, I went in with the Black Radiance Bold and Sexy Mascara. I applied this to my own lashes to prep and lengthen my lashes before applying my mink lashes. Because, honey, we know a good makeup look isn't complete without our big, fluffy lashes. As I wait for the adhesive to dry on my lashes, I went on and applied my NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. And one thing about this foundation is a little goes a long way. It's definitely full coverage. I'm sorry, babe. So somehow my camera stopped recording while I was applying my foundation. But anywho, I went in with a flat foundation brush and a damp beauty blender, and I rotated them to get a flawless foundation. And the concealer that I'm using to highlight is the Too Faced Born This Way in the color Butterscotch. Now to blend my highlight, I go between the Morphe M173 brush and the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush.
Yeah, I would visualize.
Now I go in with my beauty blender and also my flat top foundation brush. You'll all will be able to see what I'm talking about the flat top foundation brush to blend out those harsh edges from the concealer. And babes, when you all are blending that concealer, make sure you take your time. This video is sped up and edited, but make sure you take your time because you do not want those harsh lines. Next, I went in with my NYX concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way in the color Warm Sand. Now I'm going to just apply that to kind of in the corners of my eyes to brighten it, because as I told you all earlier, I love me some concealer, honey. Babes, look how big that bronzer is, honey. So I went in with the Morphe Glamabronze bronzer in the shade Leader to bronze up my face and to give my face some color, bring back some dimension, you know, get this melanin popping and snatched all up, you know. Now I'm going to go in with that same bronzer from Morphe and, you know, get that nose snatched up. Now that my concealer has gotten tacky enough, I'm now going in with that same e.l.f. concealer brush to blend in my concealer. Now, it's very important that we allow the concealer to get tacky because it will give us a better coverage under our eyes. Ladies, don't forget your beauty blenders to blend those harsh lines. So after blending in my concealer, I went in with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder to set under my eyes. So I first tried using the beauty blender and pushing it in, but you will see that that just wasn't working for me. So then I went in with the Morphe M536 brush, and that worked perfectly for me. So what I do with this, I take my Sacha Buttercup and I press it in to set it first. Then I'll go in and apply more of the powder to bake. I'm just going back in with that bronzer to redefine that nose area because it kind of got lost with the powder. Now I go in with the big fluffy brush to dust all the powder away. Now, it's one step that I did forget to do. I had to apply the setting powder under that bronzer, and that's just to help snatch it a little more. So I'm just taking that foundation brush again and just, again, blend it in those lines, honey. I don't care if you have to do it 10 times. Blend in those lines. Then I go in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder. Now, usually I use my MAC powder, mineral finish powder, but I'm using this Sephora powder because I saw one of the ladies on YouTube. She said that that really stepped up her makeup game, so that's what I'm using today, and I actually liked the end result. As I apply that powder, then I go in with that Morphe Luminous spray to just set it and melt everything together. I went in with a blush brush to apply my blush, and it's an old blush. I think it's from Milani, but it's like a pinky, it's like a dark pink color, but I love that color, especially for melanin girls. Okay, come through, Chrissy. Yes, give us face, babe. Yes, so you guys, this is the end result of our makeup tutorial. I hope that you all enjoyed it today. And you guys, if you enjoyed this, make sure that you all like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you guys, no matter how you feel, make sure that you get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. See you soon, babes.